Hi there, and welcome to what feels like both a celebration and a new beginning. I'm so grateful you're here because today we're taking a step back to see the complete picture of this transformative journey we've been on together. The Recalibrate coaching methodology isn't just a few steps. It's a comprehensive system that takes you from unconscious conditioning to conscious, authentic living. Today, I want to help you see the complete tapestry we've woven together and understand how each phase builds on the last, so you can continue this work long after our time together ends. The word recalibrate comes from navigation. It's what you do when your compass has drifted off course and you need a fresh reference point to find true north again. But this methodology goes deeper. It doesn't just help you find your true north. It first helps you understand how and why your compass got thrown off course in the first place. The Recalibrate methodology is built on a profound truth. You were born whole and authentic, but somewhere along the way you learned to fragment yourself. You unconsciously adopted beliefs, patterns, and ways of being that weren't truly yours. This methodology is about returning home, unbecoming everything you were told to be so you can become who you inherently are. And this happens through two distinct movements, deconstruction and reconstruction. The first movement is deconstruction and consists of 4 phases. The first 4 phases examine and deconstruct everything you've unconsciously adopted as truth. You can't build an authentic life on an inauthentic foundation. Phase 1 is discover. This is the archaeological work. We discover all of the conditioning you've inherited, familial, societal, cultural, and gender-based beliefs you've unconsciously adopted. We identify the limiting beliefs running your life from behind the scenes and expose the hidden biases shaping your decisions, because you can't change what you can't see. Phase 2 is to define the cost. Once you've discovered your conditioning, we define what it has cost you to live by these inherited beliefs. What opportunities have you missed? What parts of yourself have you suppressed? We examine emotional, physical, psychological, and even financial costs. This phase creates motivation for change by making the price of staying the same crystal clear. Phase 3 is deconstruct. Now we actively take apart the belief systems that don't serve you. We examine the shoulds and the supposed tos driving your decisions and systematically dismantle the conditioning keeping you from your authentic self. The 4th phase is disconnect. We finally disconnect from these old patterns, both energetically and emotionally. This isn't just intellectual understanding. This is cutting the energetic cords that have been tying you to ways of being that aren't yours. This is where you truly let go of who you thought you were supposed to be. And then we reach the pivotal moment. After all this deconstruction work, you reach the most crucial moment of the entire journey, the change or choice point. This is where you actively decide, am I choosing to stay the same or am I ready to change? You stop being a passenger in your own life and step into the driver's seat. This isn't a small decision. This is choosing to live a more aligned life personally and professionally. You choose to stop living someone else's definition of success and start creating your own. If you're ready for that change, then you're ready for the reconstruction phases. The final 4 phases consciously reconstruct your life from the ground up based on your authentic truth rather than inherited conditioning. Phase 5 is to rediscover. This is your homecoming, your journey back to yourself. After identifying what doesn't belong to you, now you excavate and reclaim what does. We ask the fundamental question, what do I believe in? Not what your family believes or society expects, but what you truly believe. Most importantly, we create space for silence. Your authentic voice has been trying to speak to you all along, but it's been drowned out by noise. Rediscover gives that voice sacred space to emerge. Phase 6 is redefine. Once you've reconnected with your authentic beliefs, we ask, how do I want to live my life? Not how should you live or how others expect you to live, but how do you want to live? This phase is about designing a vision that's genuinely yours and reclaiming your power to design your life intentionally. We then move to phase 7, which is reconstruct. With your vision clear, we move to action. What changes do I need to make to live how I want to live? This phase honors both your authentic vision and your real circumstances. You learn to make decisions from internal alignment rather than external noise, and start taking conscious and intentional steps toward the life you've designed. And finally, we move to phase 8, which is reconnect. This is where everything comes together in integration. We ask, how will these changes affect my relationship with myself and others, and how will these connections be sustainable? This is where you learn to live in authentic flow, where success flows naturally from being yourself rather than being forced through performance. You become fully integrated, showing up as your whole self in every relationship and situation. Now, here's what's beautiful about understanding the complete methodology. You can see how the deconstruction was absolutely necessary in order for the reconstruction to be authentic. Without discovering your conditioning, you wouldn't know what needed to change. Without defining the cost, you wouldn't have motivation for the hard work. Without deconstructing limiting beliefs, you'd keep building on a faulty foundation. And without disconnecting from old patterns, they'd keep pulling you back. The choice point is crucial because transformation requires conscious commitment. And without the reconstruction phases, the changes wouldn't be sustainable. Together, these 8 phases plus the choice or change point create a complete system for moving from unconscious conditioning to conscious authentic living, from fragmented to fully integrated, and from disconnected to deeply aligned. The Recalibrate methodology isn't something you do once. It's a practice you can return to whenever you need to find your true north again. Life will continue to present new conditioning, new challenges, new opportunities for growth. Each time you can move through the complete cycle. You'll notice new conditioning and discover. You'll understand what it's costing you and define cost. You'll take apart what doesn't serve you and deconstruct. You'll let go energetically and emotionally and disconnect. And then you'll reach the choice point or the change point. You'll reconnect with your truth and rediscover. You'll clarify your new vision and redefine. Take aligned action and reconstruct, and integrate sustainably and reconnect. This is your compass. This is your way home again to yourself, again and again and again. And there's a ripple effect to this work. When you live from this place of integration, you don't just transform your own life. You give others permission to question their own conditioning. Your authenticity becomes a beacon for others still living fragmented lives. This is how we change the world. Not through grand gestures, but through the profound act of living as our authentic selves after doing the deep work of conscious transformation. You've walked through the complete Recalibrate methodology and now have the tools to live as an integrated, authentic person. But more than tools, you have something more powerful, your whole authentic self. The person who started this journey was seeking alignment and authenticity. Now you have it, not as a destination you've reached, but as a way of being you've reclaimed. You've come home to yourself, and from this place of integration, everything else flows. You weren't born to live someone else's life or carry someone else's conditioning. You were born to be yourself, fully and authentically. The Recalibrate methodology has given you back to yourself. So here's my final invitation. Trust this integrated version of yourself. Trust the process you've completed. Honor the work you've done. Make decisions from this integrated place you've reached. Trust the relationships that celebrate your authenticity. And trust the flow that comes from being genuine rather than forcing performance. You've done the hard work. You've walked the full journey. You've come home to yourself through conscious choice. Now it's time to live from that place of integration for the rest of your life. Go live it fully and authentically. Don't forget to join our community of conscious, authentic change makers where you can continue this practice with others who understand the depth of this transformation. Thank you for taking this complete journey through all 8 phases with me. I'm so proud of the work you've done and excited for the integrated life you're now equipped to live. Until we meet again, keep living from your consciously chosen authentic truth. Thank you so much for watching.